I think it's a little bright in here. I think it's a little bright in here. But look, you know what I did get doing it this way? I don't know if it's the cord or it's just I have less cords, but as of right now, I don't see the flicker. Yeah, I just gotta adjust it. All right, what should I talk about? What's going on in the what's going on? Give me a question about something, right? If y'all didn't go check out that Glow J interview, me and Glow J, you know, had a few differences of perspective, but it was a good interview. He gave a lot of game, I gave a lot of game. He making a whole lot of money. The Derek Grace interview dropping soon. That was a fun episode. One of my funnest episodes. You weren't here. What? Mm, you weren't here when Derek came on, were you? And he brought his two girls with him. That was a good episode. Yeah, that drops on Friday. Had Mr. Organic over here the other day. Always good game. Josh Laurent on earlier today. Who else? The Fire Girl. Nah, I don't gotta tell people. Give me give me some topics. Well, just type some in. Just type in what's trending right now. I know it's kind of low for my. Nah, it's loading because I'm watching it too. So you ain't got no topics. I should probably put some of my videos up and do something like that. Just give me. It really don't matter. You can give me anything. You need to turn that mic on, and then you speak into that mic, and it'll come up. Tap it more than that. No, tap. Come on now. No, do it again. No, do it again. All right. Now it's on. No, just use it from right there. Listen, you did this last time. Just twist it up. No, no, just twist it up. How it? Yes, up. Yes, just like that. All right. Somebody said, "Would you ever go on Fresh and Fit?" Yes, I would. Tell them to bring me on. I'm on kidney dialysis. I got two that want to marry. What do I do for health and about the two? You got to give me a better question than that. What does the kidney dialysis got to do with the two that want to marry you? Glory to the gang. Al Basin, 9.99. Appreciate it, man. Come with a question since you're the only one who drops something in there. What's your thoughts on blue collar businesses? Is trading time for money a waste of time long term? Well, those are two different questions. There's some blue collar businesses like plumbing. Do you know that if you have a plumbing business, you can make a lot of money? You know, but you know what Warren Buffett say? What's the saying? Uh, I don't know. I'm blanking on it right now. He said something like, if you trade your time for business, if you don't learn how to make money in your sleep, you'll work till you die.
Yeah, you can't trade your time for money forever.
No, that's not that. I just said what the quote was.
Okay.
I got people shaming me for cuffing a single mom. However, she do whatever I say and treat me like a king. Man, I ain't gonna cuss this early on it, but F them. Hey, man, you know what I think? Hey, listen. Keep my name out your mouth if what I'm doing ain't got nothing to do with you. Why does another man care how another man runs his household? That is the definition, which women get confused when they say it. That is the definition of sassy. I was taught you mind your business and your household as a man. I don't worry about what the next man do in his household with the people who accept what he doing. So a man who's worried about what another man does and runs his program is the definition of sassy, the definition of feminine. Because what do women do? They gossip about everybody else's business and don't keep their eyes on their own paper. I don't care what nobody feel like about nothing I got going on, man. I'll cuff a single mother if I want to. I'll do whatever I want to do. And whatever I want to do is right because I live in my own kingdom. Give a fuck what anybody else think about what I'm doing. What you worried about what I'm doing anyway? You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't even worry about it. Man, half of the stuff I say, most people don't agree. And I think most people are busters. So we not the same. We not gonna think the same. We ain't gotta think the same. Hey man, I got friends who are big old tricks. It don't bother me none. I ain't worried about how they live their life. They can live their life however they see fit as the man of their own kingdom. And I have no judgment over what you do because it ain't got nothing to do with me. So don't worry about what I'm doing because I ain't worried about what you're doing. That's how I feel about that. And in this age of social media and things, a lot of men have become accustomed to speaking on another man's business. And that's just not what you're supposed to do as a man. You should be worried about your business. Ask the question.
How do you feel about the Shannon Sharp situation?
I think I talked about the Shannon Sharp situation. I feel like he was slipping. He was slipping. He should have covered his bases. He shouldn't be talking reckless like that over the phone. Whether they talk like that or not, he should always have the understanding that if this goes bad, what would it look like? It ain't about what it actually is. It's not about what actually is happening. What could this look like? And when you getting money like that and you on that type of level, you know, but hey, what's Farrakhan say? When great men fall, don't laugh, learn. Because what make men fall, you are not what does he say? You are not exempt from the things that make men fall. So don't laugh, learn. Because when you laugh, you are opening up yourself to be the one that fall next. So it's just, hey, be careful out here. Be careful who you dealing with. Be careful how you texting. Treat every phone call like it's being recorded. And you should just do that, period. Treat every phone call like the feds is listening. Treat every text message like she's going to take it out of context, you know. So I say all the time, man, I'll record a woman all the time. Why? Because I need to have evidence of what's going on. Not because of what it is, because what it might look like or what you might say later. So cover your bases. Would you agree allowing your woman to play ratchet music around you is the same as allowing a child to watch rated R scenes sitting next to him because it's subliminally negative program for destruction? Yes. I didn't have this understanding when I was in high school. And my girlfriend at the time made me feel crazy for it. She was always singing. They didn't have ratchet music back then, but she was always singing heartbreak songs and men do this and men do that. And I didn't like it. And back then, I didn't know how to articulate it. I didn't have the understanding I had now. But I understood at some level that you listening to that type of music is not going to be conducive for us to be together, because you're putting these and singing it passionately, getting emotionally involved in these songs that are about breakups and men cheating and this, that, and the third. Whatever your diet of your mind is going to be reflected into your reality one way or another, especially if you're emotionally involved in those things. Not to mention, if you're the type of person who even likes that type of stuff, we're not on the same page. So, it's not even about what you allow her to listen to. If that's the type of music that she wants to listen to, that's probably not the woman for you. Now, so if every now and again song come on in the club, she want to dance to it, okay. But in the household, we're not listening to it. I'm not going for it. Don't even put it on. I don't even want to hear it. What's good, Goldie? I'm from Sacramento, California, and I appreciate the game, wisdom, and understanding. Shout out, Sac. My question is, what were the sacrifices you had to make in order for you to become where you're at? Man, the sacrifices it was of my lower self. You got to sacrifice the lower things. Hey, man, what do you really want? Well, it's what you're doing. You say you want one thing, but if you look at your actions, it shows what you really want. Because what are you doing at this moment? When you wake up in the morning, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to sacrifice everything that's not in alignment with what you're trying to get. Sacrifice friends, sacrifice family. Man, I done moved my son away from his entire family to chase my dreams. I done moved out of a city where I had a place to sleep, to live in my car, to chase my dreams. But to me, it wasn't a sacrifice. It wasn't a sacrifice to me. You got to sacrifice what you are and who you are for who you want to be. That's why being a dating coach will never go out of business, because if Shannon Sharp was in tune with your program, that would have never happened to him. A lot of people, a lot of people, you can't see the picture from inside the frame. It's always good to have in a multitude of counsel, there is safety. This my uncle would always tell me. In a multitude of counsel, there is safety. When you have different people around you that you can share things with, that can get an unbiased, unemotional eye on your situation, a lot of things that you're doing that are crazy to everybody else, but make sense to you when you wrapped up in emotional lust, they can pull your coat to it. You know, I mean, yeah, man, we got to have some more information come out about that situation. But as far as I know, he was dealing with a young white Caucasian woman, and now she trying to extort him for some bread about what allegedly might have happened. Hmm? 50 million. I don't know what happened though. I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I got this broad that told me I got a big ego and I think highly of myself and she will never treat me like a king. Should I walk away? Come on, man. That's not a real question. I do mild workouts. What can I do extra for better health and both women in love? Should I marry or keep macking? I'm 50 years of age. You do mild workouts. What can you do extra, man? Make sure you're eating a clean diet, getting your protein in. Should I marry or keep macking? I'm 50 years of age. I mean, tell me what would be the benefit of getting married if you're already with her? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know your situation. If it's worth it to get married. If you want to get married, get married. It depends on a woman. Depends on the benefits of if you get married or not. You know what I'm saying? Are you getting married because you want to get married? Or are you getting married because she wants to force you into marriage? And forcing you into marriage does what for her that she can't just be okay with you committing to her in the household and being with her? The only difference is a piece of paper. So you got to see what's her objective and why she needs that piece of paper. How do you feel about female having male friends? I ain't going for it. I'm not going for it for a multitude of reasons because we already know what's going to happen in due time. So why would I put myself in that type of predicament? Come on with some questions.
Okay. Would you deal with a married woman?
Would I deal with a married woman?
Yeah. Just looking at question.
Probably not. What is the benefit to me? If you dealing with a married woman, most of the time it's just for sex purposes. So no. What could a married woman do for me? Unless it was something so extravagant that she's just breaking me off something, then no. There's too much drama that you could put yourself in the middle of. Somebody a key about their girlfriend, they're definitely key about their wife. And she'll really just be using you and put you in a twist. When they finally get back together, tell that dude where you at, what you doing. Nah, I ain't doing it. Somebody would have, oh, Afi, my God, what's going on, Afi? I wish I knew how to do the split screen on YouTube. I'm banned on Instagram Live like we used to do. Afi always coming through showing love, man. My bro, 1999. I'm gonna answer this question and ask me another one. How do you approach finding out your woman's weakness? Come on, man. What type of question is that? What type of question is that? If you got eyes, you can see. If you got eyes, you can see somebody's weakness. How would you go about finding it? Open your eyes and pay attention to that woman, and you're gonna see where she's slacking. How to give her the game that'll speak to her in the way she needs. These are very vague questions. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about, and I don't know what she needs. Come on with a question. Give me a good one there.
Okay. Wait, let me go back. Oh, what
Afi,
are
you always got some good questions, man. Shoot one in here. I know you're not specifically talking for yourself,
okay? Here's
but shoot a question in the chat.
what are the main red flags when meeting a woman? Like, what would you say is like the first red flag?
The first red flag is, of course, if she not that into you. If she not that into you, that's the first red flag right there. Second red flag, uh, is how she carries herself, how she speaks to other people. You know, does she have some class about herself? Is she loud with people? Is she loud with you? Can you correct her? If you tell her to stop doing something or you direct her to come here and she does something like, no, you come here, things like that, small things. If you recognize the small things, you ain't gonna have to wait till it gets to the big things.
But what if she likes you?
Depends how much she likes you. Certain characteristics cannot be undone. Certain character traits are so deep rooted in their subconscious that they'll never change them. And if they did, it would take so much work, it's not even worth it. That's the only question you had.
That was one.
You need to just be
Okay.
firing back to back. Just give me some
Okay, here's
questions.
another one. What is the silliest thing you've ever done to impress a woman? Or not silly, or I don't know, romantic. I don't know.
Next question.
Okay, let's see. I need better questions.
Come on, y'all got some questions on here. Put some questions in the chat. Put some questions in the chat. Put some questions in the chat. Come on, Afi, if you still on here, come with a good question. You know you had a good ones.
Okay, this is a good one. Have you ever dealt with a woman, or how do you deal with a woman that's way too sexual?
Yes, all the time. And it's a pain and it's annoying. I know how women feel. You just got to you just got to sidestep it, have some requirements, you know, because you don't want to be essentially now it becomes a job. You're not gonna get my dick on demand. It's not gonna happen. So you got to know, like, you got to do something for it. And even still, you can't just get it just because then I'm not no prostitute either. You can't just do something now you get it. And now it's in exchange. No, I give you my dick when I feel like it. How can I tell if she really is for me or faking it? Put a test on her. Put a test on her. Make her jump through some hoops, make her do something. But you dudes ain't never gonna do that. I want to get a you want to give it a whirl just for showing up. And if that's your thing, that's your thing. But if that's your thing, please believe you'll never know if she faking it. And most of these broads fucking with you is faking it. Why? Because she ain't never been through no test, ain't never jumped through no hoops. So how would you know you don't? And that's fine. Y'all don't care. I don't care. It's your woman. Oh, you said I got one above. Oh, okay. Afi, you said, do you ever see yourself settling down with one live off the grid, etc.? Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't nothing I'm thinking about right now. You know, like I think you kind of asked that question the last time, and I told you, man, shit, they bless me with 100 M's right now. I'm off the grid. Rory, 1999, appreciate it. Put a question in there. Should I break up with a girl if I don't want to be with her no more? Or let her leave me if I'm ready, already moved on physically with someone else? Man, you got to know that woman. You got to know that woman. What have you told her? What does she know about you? What is her character like? What trick bags have you put yourself in to where if she wanted to do something, she could? You deal with every woman different. You deal with every woman different, but don't ever think that a woman just gonna be cool unless you know that woman. In Think and Grow Rich, there's a section at the end about the 7 basic fears: loss of love, liberty, old age, ill health, poverty, criticism. On your climb, which one was the obvious slash hardest to handle? Not really any of those. Loss of love, nope. Liberty, yes. Liberty, which is your freedom. Yeah, that was a fear of mine for a long period of time. After you test your woman, and let's say 3 or 4 failed, she failed 3 out of 4, would you immediately cut off the 3? Would that make you value the one who got the test right more? Or just give her more grace moving forward? Oh, okay, what you're saying is if you test your women and 3 out of 4 of them failed, would you immediately cut off 3, depending on what type of test they fail? Hey man, just because a woman failed a test don't mean she automatically don't get to be around here no more, unless it's a major test. Man, I was just talking to somebody, man. A lot of times, man, sometimes you just got a woman around, it ain't going nowhere, it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I would advise against that, but I wouldn't swiftly cut them off like that. I would just slowly withdraw. You know what I'm saying? And just because they failed 3 out of 4 tests don't mean they not good for something. Just because they listen, it could be a woman that she ain't got it all there. This ain't never gonna be something. She got character flaws here and there. But unless it's something that could be detrimental or really foul and a danger later on, sometimes you just be like, all right, but if I can still manage to get some value out of the situation, whatever that means to you, you ain't got to cut it off because you're still able to get something from the situation. But if you ain't getting nothing from the situation, man, what you doing anyway?
I have one. I don't know if it's good.
Go ahead.
Okay. Why do you think men ghost women?
Why do men ghost women?
Yeah.
Because they don't like them.
That's it. What if they think they like them, then they ghost them?
Then he don't like them. She thought he liked them.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, women are just not likable like that. Like, women are just not likable in a whole like that. So sometimes you just be like, I'm done. That was the question.
That was the question.
Come on,
I'm trying to give you some good ones. Answer some.
you are going to get fired from
No,
this job.
I'm trying to give better questions, not just the
Bro, you
same.
genuinely spit the realest game I've ever heard. Much respect. Game recognized game. I'm just spitting what makes sense to me. And it don't make sense to a lot of people. It's actually people out here saying the opposite of what I'm saying that I am absolutely, positively, and definitely wrong about the things that I say. So, and that's fine. They can have their own perspective, but I'm just spitting what makes sense to me.
Have a good one.
What?
Do you think social media has changed like relationship expectations?
I mean, of course, but expectations are different because now you can reach a wider range of people. I think for the better. Now you can catch somebody that you couldn't normally catch, and you ain't got to settle with who you got. Now, of course, people are looking at things that And thinking they could get something. Women get this the most. They see this lifestyle of certain things and women living a certain life and they want to go chase that, and that's fine. But reality is most of them will never get those things because they are not the person that deserves those things.
Do you think men have too many options now
Do men
for
have too
women?
many options? No.
Yeah.
Men don't have too many options. Just because it's a bunch of women that they can see don't mean they got more options. Maybe perceived more options. But if they wasn't catching nothing where they was at, they probably ain't gonna catch nothing in a wider range of things. My guy Afi, 4.99. When you travel abroad, do you often meet women keeping connected with you, or you just leave it open? I just leave it open. I just leave it, because most of the countries that you go to, for the most part, not all the time, but where I go most of the time, it's poorer women. So you already know what that is. And I'm not even out there trying to connect on a level like that, with a woman in one of these other countries. But I've been to Italy. I've been to places that aren't as poor. But for the most part, those countries where these women are poor, they real motive. Plus, I've never been on that type of time, like trying to go out the country and find a woman like that anyway. I know you a world traveler, so I'm sure you got a bunch of women all around the world. You said you don't care about a woman's body count, but how do you feel about all the energy exchange and being around yours? Listen, you guys don't have to agree with me, but I've lived a life that you haven't lived. Plus, you have no idea, man. That average square broad that then fuck 200 people. You just don't know women. That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys don't know women. That housewife that that had trains ran on her before, you didn't know that though, did you? How many prostitutes I know who end up getting married later in life? You don't know. Your girlfriend that you think only got 5 bodies probably got 40. Real talk. So it ain't about that. You would have no idea. A woman know how to not look thirsty, how to not look like a whore. She knows how to not look like it. She knows the stigma she gets from it. You would never know. These bitches be getting ran through. Think about it. You dudes go to the club every week and find a woman to have sex with. Just think about it like that. Women is going to the club for the same thing. It's because they hide it better. Because you believe the lies. What matters is what she's doing. Now, of course, if in the perfect world, if I can gauge, oh, I'm only going to get a woman with one, two, three partners. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess that'll be better. But is it better if her character is shit? If she's a soulless individual? If she's greedy? If she's selfish? Then what does that matter anyway? Tell me, I'm trying to understand. I know people got all these theories. Yes, in theory, I'm sure it's probably true. A woman with a higher body count may not be able to connect with a man, but she gonna be able to connect with me. Man, I done had prostitutes before. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe for the average guy who's insecure about his sexual performance, who don't know how to hold a woman more than sex, then that would matter because you feel like, well, she's not going to be able to connect with me and make a bond with me because she's had so many other experiences. Yeah, not the case with me. It don't matter how many experiences she's had. I'm still going to be head and shoulders above everything that she's ever encountered, and it's not going to make a difference. And that's how I feel about it. And it could be a woman with 2 body count, and she could still leave you. So I mean, what are we really doing? What are we really doing? Her character, her soul, her personality. Do I vibe with her? Do I like her? Now, of course, nobody wants a known whore that everybody's been with. I'm not talking about that. The basis of what I'm saying when I say things like that is I'm not asking. I'm not asking. And if I asked, I wouldn't get a real answer. So how do you know? You think you know, you don't know. You think you know, you don't know. You could never know. And a woman is never going to tell you the truth. That's all I'm saying. What does it really matter? What does it matter? Low body count, still not a good person, still don't vibe with you, still don't like you like that. Or a woman who you has a high body count, but she likes you, does everything right, loves your dirty draws, only wants to be with you, this, that, and the third. I guess you feel like you're cutting out the odds of a bad situation by having a woman with a lower body count, but then again, you'll never know. So what is the point of even talking about it, asking about it, or worrying about it? That's the point. Yeah, hold on. Let me get to this super chat. Albison, the business I'm in requires me to be well connected and network with people, but I'm new to the space and have no experience. How do I gain trust and network with them? Well, I don't know where you're at. Ask her. You ain't got to send another super chat for it, but ask a more thorough question. Just tell me what business you're in. Afi again, Cook, bro. Appreciate you, man. It's so, I don't know what the word is, because it's like-minded guys that I know who grew up with these type of ideologies, but then you put it online and the majority of the world disagrees. And I still feel like I'm right. But I mean, a trick ain't gonna relate to me. I don't play Captain Save a Hole. I don't have these things in my mind that these other guys have, and that's fine. It's just we're just not gonna see eye to eye on certain things. And ain't nothing wrong with being a trick if that's what you are. But we're not gonna have the same thought process when thinking about a woman. You're gonna be worried about one thing, I'm worried about another thing. Because if you're not getting anything from a woman, then yes, her virginity becomes very important. If all you're doing is providing and giving her this and giving her that and taking her here and housing her and things of that nature, and she's not really pouring back into you, then yes, if I'm going to do that, then yes, give me a virgin and give me this woman who's been untouched, because that's something I can hold on to for all that I'm doing. And that makes sense. But any woman dealing with me, I'm requiring. So every day that she's here, she is bringing and pouring into me in one way or another. So therefore, that's all I care about. Are you doing that today? But yeah, if a woman ain't doing nothing but kicking her toes, popping her toes, kicking her toes up at the house, and I'm paying for everything, then yeah, you know what? Yeah, you better be perfectly untouched. Because what else am I holding on to? At least I can say that. But I don't need to say that, because what I'm saying is any woman with me is pouring into me in a major way. So that's all I'm worried about. Y'all can worry about that other shit if you want to. Hold on, let me get to this other one. Showing love from Seattle, man. DS Cool. Appreciate what you do, saving dudes out here. Man, I'm doing God's work. God put the life path that he had for me so I could bring it to the world in a way that it's never been given to the world. You said a 22-year-old girl, 22-year-old, glad I got this early. Some people never get it. Man, it saved my life. I wouldn't even want the money, man. I wouldn't even want the money if I ain't had this, because I see it. I see it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got this, man, what do it mean? What do it matter? Yeah, y'all need to get my millionaire blueprint as well. But yeah, what does it matter if you don't get this game? You don't have this thinking. You don't value yourself to where you're requiring. You're indoctrinated by this fantasy world of you supposed to just give all of yourself to everyone else and think about yourself last. And you start to say, no, I'm valuable and I need to be poured into as well. And the only way to find a woman who really likes you is one who's willing to do that. Life-changing game, because it's a life-changing the partner you have. And that's one of the biggest decisions and for your life path is the partners you have. So if you don't get this right, get all the money in the world, my life's still gonna be better than yours. Finding a woman you can bond with in this area is like finding a needle in the haystack. I mean, and so what? You just supposed to find something great everywhere. Yeah, somebody that you bond with, can have a connection with. It's not gonna be easy to find. That's rare, but it is what it is. It can still be found. And when you're finally truly in tune with who you are and what you're looking for, it's a lot easier to find it. Or really you let it find you. But it's hard to find that when you don't even know the characteristics to look for. You don't even know what you're looking for. That's why a lot of dudes, you don't know how to find the right woman, because you'll never know if you found her. You're looking for something, you don't know what it looked like. You just don't know. But when you know what you're looking for, you know the characteristics you don't like, you know who you are, you know what type of man you are and what that attracts, it ain't that hard to find. I notice you wear glasses more times than not. What does wearing glasses do for you? I've been wearing these new Prada shades, and people keep commenting on them and asking me questions. It's bringing. I'm not gonna give you that game. I got this glasses game back in the day, right? And that's too heavy. I'm not gonna give it to you.
Now you're coming out with your own sunglasses.
I'm gonna come out with my own sunglass line,
That's it.
but it's yeah. I ain't even gonna give it up. I ain't gonna give it up.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Should a woman submit instantly, or would you deal with a woman that doesn't submit to you instantly?
It depends on the woman. It depends on the woman. You know, I say it all the time. Sometimes a woman has to see why you worthy of submission. But in some cases, it's like if you don't automatically want to do that, it's a problem. But if you see a woman, maybe she just has never done that in her life and is very foreign to her, and she has all of these negative connotations in her mind about it from society and whatever she's been through in the past, if she's worth it, then maybe you give her a little time and give her an understanding like this is how it's got to be. And it's something that you have to be trying to learn to get with. What did you learn later on from selling digital products? Man, that's the cheat code to life. Her character is way more important. Body count, you'll never know. That's what I'm saying. These guys are fucking losers, man. You guys are fucking losers. Body count this, body count that. Oh, she can't pair bond with me because nigga, knock, shut up. You don't know women, man. Man, that broad who's a virgin was gonna cheat on you anyway, because you just not him. Ain't got nothing to do with her body count. You just not him. You want to blame it on something, blame it on yourself. What are the basic fundamentals to your success? I mean, man, discipline, consistency, man, burning desire. That's probably the biggest one. Burning desire, man. You could have discipline, consistency, all that's out the window. When you got a really burning desire for something to want to have more, you're going to do whatever it takes. Cultivate that burning desire inside yourself. I need a woman to pour her entire paycheck into me. They'll do it. They'll do it. But understand, you know, there's things more valuable than that. Of course, that's valuable. She should be doing something like that, but it's harness a woman's energy, her emotions, her support. It could be just as valuable, if not more.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you think, or do you believe in like gender roles? Like the woman should cook, clean, do this and that. The
Listen,
guy should do this.
do
Like
I
today.
believe in gender roles? This is what I believe in. I believe in myself. Game, God, kingdom. Where I make the rules and I break the rules. The rules of society are no more than that. Rules that were given and put here forth before us by people we didn't know. Why are their rules more valid than mine? They're not. I don't care what you say. Around here, it's my rules. You can say they're not traditional for this and that, but for me, that doesn't matter. In my sphere, I create my world, you know, and whatever works for the people working it. People live a different way all throughout history, all through different cultures, all throughout the planet. Why is what they say in this society more valid than what I decide I want to live like with the people who are in agreement with that? And why do people get so upset when they see people living, comfortable living, how they want to live and are okay with living because it doesn't subscribe to the norm of what we've just been told? I don't get it. People are up in arms about things that ain't got nothing to do with them, that other adults choose to live like. It's a sickness. It's a sickness. I've never cared how everybody else was doing whatever they doing. People care about this and they care about that. But when I walk down the street and I see a bunch of dope fiends strung out on heroin, I'm not up in arms about how they decided to live their life. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
I have a question.
What?
Why do you think people want what they can't have? Like, why do some men chase
Why
women that
do
don't
people
like
want what they can't have? Because we always overvalue the things that we don't have. When you don't have it, you overvalue it because you put it in your mind and make it greater than it is. Everything that you have, you once wanted. And when you didn't have it, you valued it more than you have it now. It's just the human nature. When you can't have something, you will build it up in your mind, and your mind is infinite of what it is.
Why do some men like the chase, like women that don't like them? And then once they get them, they like whatever.
It's been ingrained. It's been ingrained in a man from TV shows, this, that, and the third. It's been ingrained. It's an accomplishment. If I can get this, it's an accomplishment in my mind. And yeah, dude will get with a woman, do all this to get her, finally got her. Now he done with her. Oh, well, I got what I wanted. This shit is what it is. And a lot of times once you get it, the idea of it is what you wanted. And then once you got it, you realize, oh, this is just a regular woman. It's not what you thought, but he put so much extras on it in his mind. He was in disarray from the costume. He was in disarray from the costume. And like the Wizard of Oz, he put so much on it in his mind of what this woman was going to be. And then he got with this woman and realized she's a human being. And all the things that he had in his mind, now that he's met reality, goes away. And he has to realize it for what it is. And this is just a woman. How do you handle a female who is choosing you in every way, but you're not very attracted to her? Or does that not even really matter at that point? I mean, what you looking for, man? She choosing you. How hard is she choosing? How hard is she choosing? You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, just because she choosing, how hard is you choosing? If her attractiveness to you is down here, then her choosing got to be up here to balance that shit out. A woman do enough for you, you ain't gonna worry about none of that. But you ain't got to choose everybody who choose you. In the pool of women that choose you, you still got a choice in that. Where's the female behind the camera? Why is she not on here? She'll jump on if y'all do the super chats. You should accept her finance. Goldie, we need more content of you alone. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. I get into my mode when I could just freely talk. I'm going to get on that. Ever since I left my wife, she has been doing everything for me. I've been applying your game. If I wasn't driving, I would be pulling out my wallet. We'll donate soon. Well, man, pull over. Pull over. Hey, man, if I'm changing your life, man, what's that worth? You know what I'm saying? Pull over and donate to the Church of Game God Goldie, man, so I can keep on putting out this good game, changing and saving the world. Yeah, that's what happens, man. If you ain't willing to walk away, man, she ain't never gonna get in pocket. That's why I say fire swift and fire early. Fire swift and fire early. Knock all the bullshit out the way. The longer you take to fire a woman, the longer the bullshit is gonna continue. As soon as there's an offense, if she's not knowing that you're willing to walk out the door, why is she gonna change? Seldom will a woman draw her own line. You got to draw where your standard is and leave immediately when it's crossed. What do you do purely for you, if anything? Is it cars? Are you a car guy? What are your hobbies? Not having to do with money goals? Are you just strictly grind improvement mode? I mean, I'm not into cars like that. I like nice cars. I know what they do as a tool for me. I like nice things. Jewelry. I like jewelry. I was really, 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 really into jewelry at one point, but now that they got the moisture nice, they got the CVDs, they got the, it's not as big of a thing to me, because back when you was getting jewelry earlier, I guess it was fake jewelry, but it wasn't as prominent. So everybody in the club didn't have jewelry on. So it was more of it was really showing something. Then now with everybody got it, you don't know what's what. It's like, it's what's really the point. Don't nobody really even know. They just guessing. So it's like, it don't really make you stand out as much. And then in the different circles that I'm in now too, it's not as respected the same way in the certain environments that I was always in. Man, I like reading. I like good views. I like vacations. I like spending time with my son. I like, having good conversations. I like watching things on YouTube about history or about just things going on in the world that aren't entertainment. I'm a very curious individual. I like to learn. You got to do a one-on-one with you and Rebecca J live. She was a great guest. I can't wait to have enough money to create my own sphere. Wrong. Wrong. I can't wait to have enough money to create my own sphere. Man, you already create your own sphere. You just ain't been dictating it. If you feel like it's gonna take you some money to create your own sphere, you living backwards. You got to create your own sphere wherever you're at. Of course, if you have a lot of money, it'll be easier to dictate your environment. But wherever you are, you deal with the people and the women and the men who are on your type of time and conform to your ideologies or on the same type of mindset as you. And you don't deal with anybody who is outside of that. That's how you create your own sphere. It don't take money to do it. And if you're waiting for money to do it, you're going to be just like all these other dudes and you ain't never going to do it because you felt like you had to. So then who are you when you don't have the money? You can't create your own sphere. You can't think the way you want to think. You could think like that right now. I thought like this. I always created my own sphere. And guess what? Sometimes that sphere was only me. And that was just fine with me because what I wasn't going to do was conform to anybody else's. I'll be in my sphere. Even when I was in high school, I thought all the people that they said was cool and this, that, the third, I thought, and I get it now, I thought these niggas was weirdos and goofies. Even like the dudes who was in the gangs and the football. I always like these niggas are weird. They did weird shit. And I'm like, these niggas, and I felt like that by myself. I felt like these niggas is weird. Now we grow up and it's obvious to everybody else now. But I always thought like this. I always was in my sphere. I don't care what everybody else likes. I don't care what everybody else thinks. I don't care if everybody else thinks it's funny. I don't care if everybody else thinks it's cool. I don't. And there could be 100 people who saying that, and I think 100 of you are weird, and that's fine.
I have a question.
Huh?
I have a question.
What's the question?
How did you keep your confidence, even like you said, the times you didn't have money, things might not have been going your way? How did you keep your confidence? Like,
I never thought about confidence.
but how did you like? You never thought it was just ingrained in you.
I never thought about confidence, and I'm not. That's not to say I was always confident. I just never thought about it.
You just did.
I was thinking about what I wanted and doing what I needed to do to get what I wanted. And I wasn't always confident. I wasn't always sure about what I was doing, but I was gonna try to do whatever I needed to do to elevate to the next level and get what I wanted. People talk about, well, how do I get the confidence? Man, you thinking about it too much. Just try to do whatever you need to do to get what you want. Confidence was irrelevant. I want it. I'm not confident. I'm still gonna do it anyway. And it wasn't even a thought. I want what I want, and I need to do whatever I need to do to get it. Confident, unconfident, it didn't even pass my mind. I'm about to do it.
Okay, I have another question.
What's the question?
So, what if you met a woman? She had a lot of money, but she was just absolutely crazy.
What's absolutely crazy?
I mean, just like causing you
What kind of
problems.
problems?
Like disrespectful.
How much money?
200 million.
200 million?
200 million.
Am I gonna get some of that money?
Yeah, you're gonna get it. But
Oh,
you gotta deal with it. You
how
gotta be
long?
put through the fire.
For how long?
3 years.
3 years? How much money am I getting out that 200
You
million?
get the whole 200 mil.
Come on, what? Knock it off. Yeah. 200 million, put up with bullshit for 3 years? Yeah.
You gonna do it?
What? Generational wealth off the drip like that to deal with a crazy woman? I'm gonna deal with a smile on my face too.
Smiling.
With a smile on my face. Said the norm of what we've been told is slave shit. Yeah, man, they want to keep you in a box. Why is your rules more valid than mine? That's how I feel. Why do you feel like I should conform to what the fuck y'all been talking about? What this society is. When I look in society, I look at a broken system because most people are broken, unconfident, not living how they want to live. So why would I go by the rules that clearly don't work and don't make nobody happy? I don't. I go by my rules. You know what I'm saying? The things that work for me. And I feel like I'm happier than most people. I truly believe from all the people that I meet, money, no money, success, all this, I truly believe I am happier than most of these people because I've created my own way of thinking, my own way of doing things, my own way of dealing with women in relationships. And it makes me happy because I'm not trying to conform to something I was told. I'm doing what makes sense. I do what makes sense. You do what you're told. You do what they've done. How did it work out for them? What I do works for me. And I don't have no mental issues. I'm able to deal with stressful situations. I'm able to live my life in a way where I'm at ease because I live what makes sense, not what people say to do. Yeah, it makes sense to get abroad and to do this, do that, let it talk to me crazy, because that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to stay with my baby mother because we have kids, and that's what you're supposed to do. Right? They used to say you're supposed to go to college and get a 9 to 5. I'm not doing nothing that they tell me to do because they ain't never telling you nothing for your best interest. Just do the opposite of whatever they telling you to do, and you'll probably be better off. Have you tried NAD plus? You must have seen my story. Yes, I got NAD plus. Why do you think I got so much energy and vitality? Y'all better go to Vita Bella right now. Go get your blood drawn for $195, $50 off, and you get some extras with my code Goldie. With my code Goldie, and you will get your blood drawn. You will find all the ways you're deficient, and they will give you everything to get you perfect. And then they have these extra things that will make you feel like Superman. Do it or don't do it, man. I'm gonna keep running laps on y'all if y'all don't. VitaBella.com, performance package, code Goldie. I value condominiums and German vehicles. Hey man, whatever you like. Why when I start going to the gym, my girl start acting different? Because she's insecure that you're getting better. Because she's insecure that you're getting better. She insecure that you're gonna start looking better. If you could start looking better, you start attracting better, which means now she got some competition. And if she ain't shit woman, which a lot of women know they've been a shitty individual, they don't want you to get better because they know I wouldn't stay with me if I could get better than me. So why would they want you to get better? So you can finally get better than her because deep down inside, she know the only reason you with her is because you probably can't get no better. But if he can get better, he's gonna get better because he ain't gonna forget the bullshit that I done put him through. Man, I just got some regular old crackers. I don't know what that means. The eyes paint 1,000 words. Under your household, you make the rules. It doesn't matter what others doing. Happy king or not a goddamn thing. Yeah, man, it's my kingdom, man. This is my kingdom. Since when did another man have a problem with how another man ran his kingdom? Right? That's some United States shit. Going over there. I don't like how y'all getting down. Why you tripping on how I'm getting down? If it's of no threat to you, if it's of no threat to you, why you worried about what I'm doing in my kingdom? Keep your eyes on your own paper, man. Stay in your kingdom and rule it how you want to do it. And I ain't got nothing to say about it. If I thought about anything enough, you can make it happen. Earl Nightingale, whatever you think about, most of the time you become. And that's true. Vet 499, can you speak on being the truth as a man, not bend nor breaking your moral code? Yeah, man, you live by what you think. You live by what you stand on, and it's really self-explanatory. I don't overthink it. I don't overthink it. It's a certain way that I've decided I'm gonna be, and I ain't going and I'm not going to fold on that for nothing. It's not gonna happen. It's that simple, you know. And it keeps you safe when you put guidelines in place for yourself. If you have no boundaries for yourself, you will go off the rails in life. Certain things you have to not bend on. Because if you bend on it, eventually you're gonna break on it. Because that bend is starting to weaken. You start bending something, keep bending it back and forth. Eventually it's gonna break. So as soon as you bend, in due time, it's gonna break there. So you might as well not even bend it at all. And that's how it is. If you can't relate to each your own, I'm talking to the people in the back. Man, let me know if y'all got some questions in here. If not, I'ma jump let me know if y'all got some questions in here. I'm gonna give y'all a couple more minutes to get some questions, topics, anything. Justin with the 499. None of these rules are about just dealing with women. These principles make you unreasonable, which all progress relies on. Yeah, ain't got nothing to do with a woman. We just be talking about women. I'm not going for nobody from nobody. You know, man, woman, whatever. I'm gonna remove myself from any situation where I'm not treated and talked to properly. You know, business, friend, associate. I don't go where I'm not treated in a certain way. You know, we just talk about women, but it ain't just them. It's everybody. You got any more? Give me a topic, not even a question. Give me a topic.
Talk about men being more feminine these days.
I hadn't talked about
We
that.
talked about
I hadn't
it.
talked about that before.
Topic. The trick culture, like the city girl culture.
No, I don't want to talk about that either. I didn't talk
Okay.
about that before.
We talk about a lot of good topics.
Yeah, but you know,
Talk about women.
men are effeminate too, because where they looking at what a man is from, where they getting a manhood from, and now at this point, because we've been strayed so far from the source of what a man is, we got the internet. If you don't know, it's like in a game. If you don't have no game, you don't know when you're looking at real game or not. If you don't have game, how can you recognize game? You don't even have the filter to know if you're looking at bullshit or some gold spray shit, right? So to recognize game, you have to have some game. So if you don't know what a man is, you don't know when these niggas is just saying whatever. It sounds good. They may look good. They may even have some money, but you don't know no better. So now you're going off of what somebody who got a lot of views or a lot of followers or got a whole lot of money, you're just believing and becoming what they say a man is because of the trappings and the fact that they got a lot of success and they got a lot of attention, you know? So people getting it wrong, they following the wrong ideology, and who gonna tell you it's wrong? Then you hear somebody like me come, and I'm the one saying the opposite of what you've been hearing, and you like, no, you wrong. But how do you know you picked from the right source? Because you didn't even know what to put it up against because you never seen it in your life anyway. I wouldn't know about that, but you know, stay safe. Stay safe. That's what I say. Talk about the honeypots, female setups, and tactics with those who do and don't have money. I mean, listen, it's real simple. Y'all just don't want to see it. That's why you don't lead with the bag. How would you ever know if you leading with the bag? Guess what? You're called a mark, right? A mark is one good mark pays better than 100 regular people, right? So when you come with the flash and the things like that, and you leading with these things, you're gonna attract women who want that, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But just understand, it's gonna be very hard to weed out a woman who's really just there for that, as long as you lead with that. But if you've been taught to lead with that, well, I guess you'll never know. And at some point, I think these guys don't even care. And ain't nothing wrong with that. I just do. I'm the odd one out that I want a woman to be here for me, not what I'm doing. You know, everybody ain't like that. I've heard some dudes say, I don't care. Of course, you're here for what I'm doing. Hey, that's cool. Woman's here for what I'm doing too. But I guess it makes me feel better that it's what I'm doing as a man and who I am as a person. Does it really matter? Is one more valid than the other? It's not. Whether she here for all the things that you provide that make her feel secure financially, or all the things that you provide mentally that make her feel secure mentally, but it's coming from you. Who's to say which one's right and one's wrong? I'm just saying I would rather have it this way. The pick who picked you mindset changed my life on so many levels. It's like treasure, man. It is the ultimate foundation of everything. It's the foundation of self-love, you know, because we've been conditioned and programmed from TV shows to everything in life to chase the woman. Pepe Le Pew, remember the skunk was always chasing a little thing, and everything, in every cartoon and every TV show, that's what they show you love is, you know, that's the fantasy that everybody's running off of what they just put in front of you. And it don't work. It don't work. Like you always works. And it's a more harmonious situation. You got anything else? No, so I said something else.
Talk about like the age gap thing. Does that matter to you?
What?
Like the dating age gap. You think that matters?
What, a dating age gap?
Yeah, like the Shannon Sharp thing, like the age gap. Like, would you, if you was 60, you'll fuck with an 18-year-old? Or, excuse me, mess with an 18-year-old?
No. I wouldn't mess with an 18-year-old now because, I mean, just think of the mindset of an 18-year-old. It's just, I mean, I guess if he just wants to have sex with a woman and he has some thing for very young girls, you know, then that's your thing. That's your thing. If that's your thing. That's your thing. I don't knock it, but, you know, they say that you should be, what is it, 7 years older, her senior. So her age plus 7 is like a good age gap difference. Yeah, the mindset for anyone under 24, 25 is out of pocket most of the time. Now, of course, you're gonna find them gems. Yeah, but the safe age is 23, 24. You know, that's when your frontal lobe fully develops. But it doesn't mean it's impossible to, you know, make it work. Speak on the dynamics of poly type relationships and maintaining those types for an extended amount of time. Man, I mean, it's like, what are you doing it for? Now, if that's really just you and that's really your lifestyle and that's really what you're comfortable with, to me, it would seem like a job. I feel like the purpose of a poly relationship would be to advance the family unit faster because we have more people with income. We have more people to rear the children. Somebody's can cook, somebody's can clean, somebody could take care of the kids. All these people have income. And with that multiplied income, we can build faster. It's like having a mini kingdom, right? But if you're not doing it like that, what's the point? If you just want to have a bunch of women around, I guess that's cool. But the point of poly would be to be trying to build something. But like I said, if you're doing it just to do it, that's cool too. If you're doing it just to do it, that's cool too. And everybody's accepting of it, then shit. Probably better than most regular relationships. Most regular relationships ain't shit. Most regular relationships ain't shit. Arguing, fighting, no respect, cheating, talking about this person, don't even like this person. Poly relationships ain't like that. All poly relationships, well, I ain't gonna say all of them, but the majority of poly relationships, there's an understanding, a deeper understanding in those than there are in a regular relationship where that guy is doing what he wants to on the side anyway.
Okay, I have a question.
JPN 999. Blessings to you, Goldie. Could you take a moment and talk about the dynamics in the date/interview setting, sitting next to your woman versus across in a booth? I mean, it ain't that deep, but it's just like this. If you're going out on a date with a woman, it's all about the vibes of the conversation. What is the intent of the conversation? What is the intent of you going on a date with this woman? You just trying to have sex with her? Are you really trying to get to know who this woman is? If I'm really trying to get to know who this woman is, I'm gonna sit across from you. I want an interview setting. I want you to feel like we are discussing an interview because that's really what it is. And I don't want to get confused about what this is. Now, if you're just trying to have sex with her, cool, sit next to her, put your arm around her and sing sweet nothings in her ear. But if you're serious about what you're trying to get from the woman, I don't want to have her have no confusion and think this shit is just sweet. Oh, we just came just to enjoy the time. No, I came for a purpose, trying to see who you are. I'm trying to tell you who I am. And I want to see if we can come to some understanding where we can move this forward. And then if we move things forward and it becomes my woman, then yes, come sit next to me. Come sit next to me. It's always comforting a woman when you sitting next to her and you got that body on body contact and you could romance the situation a little bit. But in the beginning, you need to let her know we're not there yet. Let's speak. This is an interview process. Interview me because I'm interviewing you.
I have another
And that is
question.
why most relationships don't work because you ain't even interview the broad. As long as she said yes to the date and yes, she want to fuck with you, cool, I'm with her. Nah, 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 nah. There's requirements around here. You got to fit a certain criteria for me. I don't just accept anything. And I got to let you know what's going on with me. Can you get with that? Otherwise, we just wasting time. What would your advice be to a 50-year-old who did 26 years in prison, got his own home, book, digital footprint, etc., no children, and desires to be a millionaire? Man, you can't be. No better time than now. You'll be making 10, 15, $20,000 a month if you really got online and looked at all the opportunities from AI to agencies to so many things. It's past possible. The biggest thing that's going to stop you is your mindset of believing if it is possible and thinking that your past is going to make a difference in any of that. If you're willing to sit down, time block your time, educate yourself on different opportunities and avenues online, you can be a millionaire in a couple years, if not sooner than that, depending on how hard you're going with what you're doing. It's past possible. But most people's biggest hurdle is going to be their mindset because they don't really believe it. They're not going to put the work in to do it. Raheem Bufford, 1999, appreciate it. Vet 499, should I stay in my pay off beater whip and get an apartment or stay at home and get on a hefty car payment? It depends on your home situation. It depends what you're doing also. There's many factors involved. It depends on how you feel when you get that car too. If that car is going to make you feel like Superman and it's going to make you get out there and produce in different ways and you're in an avenue where your car and the optics matter. But if you're in an environment where you can't really think, you don't have clarity, you don't have the mind space, then it might be more beneficial to get you a place where you have your own peace and quiet and can curate your environment and your mindset to end up getting a car anyway. It just all depends on your situation. Raheem Bufford, what advice would you give a fit? Okay, I just answered that. What are your thoughts on semen retention? I've talked about that before. I mean, I guess dopamine detox is good because when you're not having a whole bunch of cheap dopamine, it makes it easier to pay attention and focus on other things. But I think people talk about semen retention too much because they're looking for a hack. They think they're going to do one thing and it's going to change everything. No, you're going to have to change a lot of things. Okay, if you stop semen retention, but you're still eating sugar, you're still doing all these other things that give you an easy dopamine release, like swiping on your phone all day, then what's the point? But I guess yes, try to have discipline in those areas. Yeah.
Okay, you said the other day that one man being with one woman their whole life is not natural. So do you think a man is less of if he chooses to be with one woman his whole
No,
life?
I don't know where you would even get that correlation.
I know, I was just asking. You say it's unnatural, but
I'm
some
saying when I say natural, what is natural? We're saying nature. If in there's no society and
Mhm.
you drop a society of people off in the jungle somewhere, they know nothing of the social constructs. Do you believe that these people are going to naturally say, I'm supposed to get one woman, pick her, get married, and be with her for the rest of my life? Do you think that's going to happen?
But I mean,
I'm asking you a simple question. If they drop off
right,
people of no knowledge of anything
right.
in the middle of the wilderness, 100 people, men, women, children,
Mm-hmm.
they have no construct of society.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they would naturally come to the conclusion, hey, I'm supposed to find a woman and be with her for the rest of my life?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not natural. That's what I mean. It is not natural. It is nothing but a construct. And that is why it's problems in all relationships, because it is not a natural thing. What advice would you give? Not to say it can't work, but what I'm saying is it's not natural. What advice would you give a 50-year-old? All right. How do you go deeper on the topic of how principles and boundaries are to protect a man and methods that help you remain solid? I kind of already went deep on that. You got to put some guardrails up for yourself. Someone said, can you speak on how losing your dad affected you as a young man? And does it still affect you in any way? Well, as a young man, you have you look how to be a man from your father. So when you lose your father, now you're looking to be a man from all the wrong places, or not. I'm not saying the wrong places, but you're searching to be a man and you don't have somebody who actually cares about you to tell you what that is. So instead of being guided possibly in the right direction of what that is, you're searching in all of these ways. And like I said before, if you have no game, you don't know what game is. If you're not a man, you don't know what a man is. So when you're looking at these things, thinking these are what a man is or what these people are telling you, these people don't really necessarily love you to even tell you the right thing. And you might not even be asking the right person because you don't know what a man is from nothing. Does it affect me to this day? I don't know, probably subconsciously, but I don't think so. Women gonna switch up eventually. Are you gonna write a book, Goldie? Yes, I have wrote a small ebook with some gems in it. Go to my website. Al Basin. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. What's the formula to gain your followers and audience when you were starting off in the social media space? Was it being controversial, consistently posting, luck? What was it? It was many things. You got to be consistent. And another big one, collaborations with people bigger. You don't got to be great. You don't even got to be good. It helps, but that's subjective anyway. It's a lot of shit that I see online that I'm like, I wouldn't watch this shit. Probably who see my stuff and who say the same thing. So it's not about that. You just got to get yourself out there enough. You know what I'm saying? There's the weirdest things online. The most regular person online with millions of followers getting paid. Why? Because they found a tribe of people. So what do you have to do to find your tribe of people? Consistently put out a message, consistently have content for them to come to, and then try to push yourself out there as much as possible with posting a lot and also collabing so you're being seen by other people's audiences. So even if you just get one person every million, well, then guess what? However many people you want to get, you understand the ratio of what you got to do. And all you need, they say, is 1,000 true fans to make $1 million a year. Consistency. The more consistent you are, the more lucky you get. Man, these algorithms are push anything. You know, if I get lucky and get one viral video every 100, well, how long is it gonna take me to make 100? Might take somebody 100 days. Somebody posting 5 times a day. Do the math. It's gonna be a lot sooner than that. And the person who's only posting once a week, even longer than that. So, of course, volume, consistency, plus over time, the more you do, the better you get. So, time, consistency, getting better over time, trying to collab and put yourself out there to as many people as possible. But if you jump the gun on that without trying to refine at least what you're doing a little bit, you could be, wasting that. I will put a lot of time in and just putting the reps in, trying to consistently get better, find my message, find my voice over a long period of time with the intention to just get better. And then once you get better and built up a catalog, then start doing the collabs, start trying to get your audience from different places. Try to get on podcasts that's going to get you seen for different people audiences. That's a cheat code right there. Get on my program. We'll go deeper than that. Albuson. Okay, I got it. I'm 20. My pops passed when I was in 2017. I wish I've had him to give me some game at this age. Have to seek it on my own via audiobooks and shadowing mentors. Yeah, you know what though? Because I didn't have my father, the average person would have just took what their father said and maybe a couple other ideologies. But because I didn't have my father, I felt like it was a lifelong journey of me feeling like I didn't have something. So I wanted to find that, which made me read, which made me get with a lot of different other gentlemen. So instead of just getting one ideology from my father that I could accept or reject, I went on a search and got a multitude of ideologies from a multitude of men, which gave me so many different perspectives. Do you choose women based off preference or standards? Man, I choose who chooses me first and foremost. The book, What to Say and How to Say It, who's the author? I don't know. It's called What to Say, How to Say It. The cover is a silhouette of an orange face and a green face, uh, upside down, parallel to each other. Great book. I listened to the audio book many times. It helps you speak better, articulate your words, and has you do a lot of exercises to record yourself speaking because a lot of us don't know how we sound. Be in the gym listening to podcasts daily. Respect to you. Albuson. Just curious, what made you become a life coach / game coach? What was you doing before? I've always been a life coach. I've always been a life coach. Man, shoot, I've always been the one of my friends telling them to go to this city, telling them to do this. Hey, come out to this city and start doing this. And I had women and I was their life coach. I was teaching them this and teaching them that and refining my ideologies. Little known to myself that it would turn into this now. Before I was doing this, I was doing a similar thing, giving game, teaching, guiding. I had women working out daily. I had them reading. I had them listening to audiobooks and building them up so they could be the best individuals they could be. So I was doing this process unbeknownst to myself that I would be doing it later down the line. Albuson. When a woman tells you happy hump day. All right, if y'all ain't got no more questions, I'm gonna jump off. If a genie dropped in your lap, what would be the three wishes you would want to materialize? An infinite amount of wishes. What's the best way to extract some value from a woman? Man, it depends what value is to you. What value is to me may not be what value is to you. But if on the most basic level, it's currency. But I mean, that's the most surface level. All depends. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what that woman is good at. It could be a lot of ways to extract value from a woman. The key is getting some. The key is making her put forth effort into you so she understands your value. Man, it don't even matter what she do. I don't even care. I may not even want it, but I will never allow that woman to believe I think so little of myself and have so little value that I would just give, pour, and not expect anything back. I mean, I guess they say in the Bible you should give without expecting them back. I say, fuck that. I say, fuck that ideology. You got to be a low down individual to day in, day out, Give and pour into somebody else and never expect them to give you anything back. That shows lack within myself. The type of people who buy friends, the type of people who want people to like them so they give them things. That is essentially what you're telling her subconsciously with your actions, never expecting anything back. I won't do it. So even if I don't need your money, even if I don't even need you to do the task that I can have an assistant do, you're gonna do something, because I will not let you think that I'm that type of person with so much lack within myself that I don't expect an equal exchange around here or some sort of exchange. And then how could you ever know if that woman is really for you if she does not and is not willing to put forth some effort towards you? And I ain't talking about no little shit either. Oh, I'm nurturing. Oh, no, 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 no. That's a cop out. That's a cop out. That's another great female kind. What do you bring to the table? I bring peace. I bring nurturing. That's a cop out. Cut the drag, ho. What are you gonna do that requires real effort? Because if you're around here, I'm giving real effort. So it got to be matched. Don't got to be tit for tat the same thing, but you ain't just finna woo me with the bullshit. I won't allow it. I won't allow it. You're gonna do something. You're gonna do something, or I'm not gonna feel right if I don't let you do nothing. Because I'm essentially saying I want you to be here so bad. I'm gonna do this for you, do that for you, do this for you, do that for you. You ain't got to do nothing. Subconsciously, that lets her know she's bigger than me. She's more valuable than me, and I see her like that. And I don't. We're equals, at least. I'm trying to send you some money, Goldie, but it's not letting me. Hit my Cash App. GoldieRatio.com. Go get some products. Get the Millionaire Blueprint. Get Chose with Your Mouth Closed. Get the Game God Mentality Program. Right now, GoldieRatio.com. Man, you're going to contribute something. Something. I got to see you being useful in some way. And even if I have to manufacture a way, it's got to be done. A woman has to feel like she's contributing it. And no, bitch, your time is not you contributing because I'm giving you my time. So we're not going to do that. You give me your time, I give you my time. So that doesn't mean anything. You have to be contributing something in some way. I'll figure something out. I'll put something in place. I'll have you do some task. Something has to be done. Otherwise, I'm free. And if I'm free, what's that mean? That means I ain't worth nothing. Nothing of value is free. And like I said, and to weed out a woman really quickly, if you try to have her do some things that you feel like is pouring in you and she don't want to do them and she has to, oh, bingo, now you know. It's cool to be around when it's easy. Hey, anybody could be around when it's easy. Oh, it's a good time. People are that person who has the car, so everybody riding with them and ain't got to pay no gas. As soon as that person don't got the car, they ain't around no more. Because it was easy to be around when it was good, when I ain't got to do nothing. But if it's going to require something for me to be here, well, you're not just going to be everywhere if it's required. Hey, man, you go into a club. It costs $100 to get in. You got to really want to go into that club. If it's free, shit, I'll go in there, shit, walk around, see, do whatever, come out, it was free. I'll check it out. But if it's an entry fee, you have to really want to go inside. So therefore, I'm going to have requirements, not necessarily monetary, but it's going to be some effort put forth so I know this woman really wants to be inside. You're not coming here for nothing. I'm worth more than that. Nothing free is valuable. And because I'm valuable, there has to be a requirement to be here. It's some sort of effort and entry fee to be here. Because it's here. The club is here. So you're getting something out of it when you're here. You're getting the good music. You're getting the good times. You're getting the facility. I'm paying the taxes. I'm paying the insurance. So you're getting something when you come in here. Don't you feel like she should put up something to get in there? And if you don't make her put nothing up, then you don't know if she really cares to be there or not. She's just there because it was free. That's all I'm saying. These guys say what they want to say. That's all I'm saying. She owns a business. She always asks me for advice. How do I go about telling her I don't want to give her advice without getting some type of value back? No, no, no. That's not how you go. How does she know your advice is even valid? How does she even? She has. Come on, man. Like get what you're saying, but if a woman has a business and she asking you for advice, you can give her some gems. You can give her some advice. You can give her some things that are helpful, so she sees the value in what you're giving her. You know what I'm saying? Now you ain't got to give her something that's life changing. I ain't saying do all that, but you can give her things so she can see the value that your opinion has. And then from there, if what you're saying and helping her with is really contributing in a meaningful way and she can see the difference about the things that you're telling her, then she may want to give some value back to you. And you probably won't even have to ask. And if you got to ask, you know what type of woman you got in your hands, which is a lot of women. They just want to take, 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 take. They feel like that's what you're supposed to do. But off the dribble, you know, sometimes it's worth just putting your game down. You just grandstand with your game. And you tell her this, you tell her that, you tell her a few good things that she didn't know before, and you ain't even doing it for her. You doing it just to grandstand to let her know how much you know, how much game you got. Yeah, I said that. Yeah, I know it helped. Yeah, it's just who I am. I got a lot of game. If you were on the road 4 hours a day, what kind of audio content would you be focused on? Audiobooks, seminars, depends what you want in your life, man. What you working on? Man, what's your goal? What's your destination? You got to get clarity in your life. What do you want? What do you want your life to look like? How much money do you want to have in your life? What areas of business do you want to get into? And if you don't know that, well, then you should be listening to different YouTube videos of different opportunities right now of different businesses that you might want to are curious about, that you might want to get into. If you're trying to get better in speaking, man, you listen to some audios about speaking better. It's whatever you focused on in your life is what you should be focused on. Before you had eagles in formation, how would you coach your ducks? Yeah, because I always say, man, you don't find ducks and teach them to fly. You find eagles and teach them to fly in formation. How did I coach my ducks? Man, like a motherfucking duck hunter, man. Stern and just, I was always about myself on a high level before I really understood personal development. I was on personal development. It just wasn't structured. So I just led that into what I was doing, follow suit in your own way. What I'm doing, we're going to structure what you got going on in the same way. And I was always reading the business books and the Brian Tracy's and all of these things. So I just implemented all of those things of personal development in my own way on these individuals. You ever think about going on Fresh and Fit? Yeah, when they call me, I'm there. All right, man. If I don't get no super chats, I'm done. I've been on here for a minute. I don't get no super chats, I'm gone. Whip pull $4.99. I guess I'm here for a few more minutes. You got a question? You got a question back there or a topic? Whip pulled again. $4.99. Appreciate it. Do you have a question?
Yeah.
What's the question?
What are you doing it all for?
What am I doing it all for? The ride. I'm doing it for the ride, seeing where this thing goes. Ultimately, the goal is to be free so I can see what I actually want to do. Because until you have enough money to do what you want, when you want, how you want, and what you want to do, not what you have to do, you can't even explore different curiosities to even know what you really want in life. We are bound by what we have to do, which doesn't give us time to explore what we really want to do because we've only been able to pick from our limited options. We think we have options, but we picking from our limited options. Do you have the time and the money to explore, to investigate? You never really know what you want to do. I'm doing it so I can get this money and finally be free. Whip pull, no question, just donate. Appreciate it. Leo Cash, $10. When do you know she's all in for you? I mean, when she 10 toes down, man. There's many ways that you can know, but the number one way that you can know is if she willing to put up some money for you. If she willing to carry the load, if she sees you in a tight spot and she will help you out of that tight spot, even if she's not in the best spot. When she will inconvenience herself for you without you having to ask. She will go out her way for you and you don't have to ask because it's not coming from a request. It's coming from something that she really wants to do. You could ask a woman to do something and she could do it. But the woman that sees where you need something and wants to go out her way to do it for you without you having to ask, that's a different type of internal dedication she has for you because you didn't even have to ask her. You didn't even have to tell her. She wanted from her own soul, wanted something better for you that had nothing to do with her. How do you know if a woman is using you for your resources? Don't give her any resources. See if she sticks around. But most of you know the answer to that. And then, like I say, a lot of the times you ruin the woman anyway because you led with that. So now she's accustomed to that. So now if you pull it away, of course you're gonna be upset. But if you didn't lead with that, only led with yourself, and she stuck around, and she deserved those resources. Not all of them, but she deserved them because you know that she's not there for them. She's there for you. But how could you ever know what she's there for if you never take those things away? D Hawkins, 9.99. Appreciate it. A 304 just snitched on a P in Houston. Now he facing human trafficking charges. Yeah, that's how I go. That's the game that you playing. If you playing them games, what's some subliminals you've used? So many. I've even created my own with my own voice. T1 Broadnax, appreciated 4.99. I guess y'all got me in here a little bit longer. You got some topics? Actually, I'm getting a little hungry. Order me. Oh no, we got some food in here. Yeah, make me some food. Hmm. 50 floors up, 199. How do you know if you're about to get robbed? Better be safe than sorry. You know what I'm saying? Always assume you're about to get robbed. Always assume niggas is plotting. Always assume that person outside the store gonna up it on you. Always, if you always assume, then you move a lot more properly. Worked in a strip. Leo Cash, $10. Appreciate you. Man, the good questions right here. Worked in a strip club. Give me some game, homie. Are strippers worth it? So it's a broad question. Are strippers? Hmm? I mean, no, that's not what I said. That was a caption, but that's not what I actually went. It's like saying, are women really worth it, man? In the strip club, it's just like anything else. Some women are gonna be worth it. Some women are not gonna be worth it. Depending what you're trying to do. You trying to get some money? If you're trying to get some money, well, at least you know these women are getting uh more than the average amount of money, every night. But what do you, it depends what you're looking for. It depends what you're looking for. You could find a stripper that's, perfect for you. Or you can find the cokeheads and the alcoholics and the trauma filled ones too. Depends what your objective is. That's so important with everything. What is your objective? What is your objective? Like I said, I'm gonna go for character though. I'm gonna go for character, you know? And like I said, when it comes to women in a strip club, when they've been desensitized to certain activities, it could be a plus for you, or you can find the ones whose minds is messed up. But these regular women's minds is even more messed up because it's such based in such delusion. Would you ever go back to your old life? No. What's up, D Hawkins? What's up, Goldie? This Nick. I finally got out that situation and feel amazing. Touch on how your partner can hold you back from greatness. Your partner is either holding you back from greatness or helping you get to it. So which one is yours? And you know what it is. Your partner, that energy, that invisible field that you share with that person, those thought frequencies that are so close to yours, canceling out your good vibrations, your good manifestation, or is it helping and amplifying it? Are you coming together and building a mastermind of emotions, intentions, and visualizations to multiply the positive? And if you're arguing every day, having a problem every day, guess what? You can't see it. You can't see all the frequencies. You can't see the Wi-Fi in here, but just like that Wi-Fi is going off, you're emitting a frequency. And is that woman's frequency counterintuitive to yours? Or does that woman do things daily to lower your frequency, which will make sure that you only manifest that lower frequency and never the higher frequency? Most people should probably be alone. Because if your woman, I say it all the time, I know how powerful it is when you have a woman that's not on the same page, you always giving you a problem, man. You'll never manifest think great things in your life. That's why a lot of times, as soon as a woman leaves, a man's life gets better because she was blocking and lowering your frequency and your vibration. And you're only going to attract what you are. You're always in a low, negative, mad state, this, that, and the third. It's very important. It's almost everything. They say who you marry is the most important thing in life, one of the most important decisions you make in life. But at the same time, what is that? That's a piece of paper. So what it really means is the person that you decide to spend your time with is the most important decision, whether you married or not, whether it's for a year or 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And most people, your life is never going to be what it could be because of that broad that you chose and you choosing to stick with because the deficiencies within yourself that can't be by yourself. What if she has all she has to offer is her youth, beauty, and her time? If that's a value to you, then okay, I can't tell you what to value. If youth, beauty, and her time is valuable to you, then maybe it is. To Shannon Sharp, that young lady's beauty was valuable to him. And I guess as a 60-year-old, to him, that was valuable to him. I'm not telling nobody what to value, And some men, listen, especially like if you're a celebrity, then having an attractive woman is valuable because you get status. You might be able to rate like when Meek got with Nicki Minaj and different things of that nature. So having an attractive woman in certain fields and industries may bring value to you. Shit, maybe if you value that, if when you walk in somewhere, you get that much value from having a good looking woman by your side, then that's enough for you. And if that's enough for you, who am I to say it's not? It ain't enough for me though. Nick, all good. All right, are we out of questions? Are we out of questions? Yeah. Speak on jealousy. Jealousy is as cruel as the grave. And in the Bible, it says jealousy, no, it says love is not envy. You know, love is not envy. So when a woman is being jealous, that's not love. There is no love. There is no jealousy in love. There's jealousy in possession. Is your mother jealous when you get a girlfriend and you change that girlfriend for the next girlfriend? Is your brother jealous when you get a girlfriend and you change that girlfriend for the next one? Why? Because they love you and they just want you to be happy. Jealousy is cruel as the grave. You know why they say it's cruel as the grave? Because a jealous individual is insane. They are chemically insane, and they will do things that only somebody on drugs would do. You've seen it in the news. Somebody killing somebody ex-boyfriend or this, that, and the third. The things people do for jealousy. You got a jealous woman, man. I've seen it. They'll crash and burn themselves and you. They'll kamikaze everything. Do you wish you were in a field that didn't require you to spend so much money on your image? I don't have to spend this much money on my image. I don't even know how much it helps. I know it does help for sure, but I like to do it. I like to look good. I like to I like to be treated better because I look good. And I've just been accustomed. I've been like this my whole life. I've always wanted to be like this. So it's not something I think about. I don't think I'd want to do it if I didn't get to look like this. It's the lifestyle of it. But I mean, I'm on YouTube. You don't gotta if you talking some good game and you talking, you know, some real stuff, people gonna feel it or they're not gonna feel it. And in this day and age, like it's so many people online with so much money, people are desensitized to it anyway. I don't even feel like it makes a difference. It does make a difference, but it's not the only way to go about it. Sure helps though. A little bit. Have you ever been cheated on? Tell us an old war story if you have one about getting cheated on, or have you always been on game? I mean, no matter how on game you are, a woman gonna do what she gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Women know me though, so a woman knows that if I found her doing anything, that I would never talk to her again. So I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but what I am saying is a woman is gonna make sure, unless she wants me to leave that day, that I'm not gonna find out. What's worse than being cheated on is having a woman making $2,500 plus a night, and you come home one day and there's hangers swinging in her closet because she gone. That hurts. That hurts. The difference between a real and a fake mentor. There is no such thing as a real or a fake mentor. Man, if you read a book and you get one line in that book that changes your mindset, that could change your life. If you get a mentor and he wasn't what you thought, but you learn to know what bullshit look like, you still learn. Worrying about that will have you scared with your money. You're never going to make a good decision every time with your money. I didn't make a good decision every time with my money. I still learn from every situation. And had I would have had that fear of doing it like most people do, I would have never been where I am. Did it go right every single time? Of course not. It's part of it though. Somebody said Wes Watson has been saying on podcasts going 50-50 with your woman means you're not a real man. I represent both of y'all, and both of y'all make valid points. I mean, this is how I feel about it. You can feel however you want to feel. I mean, it really don't matter. But I refuse to believe, as elevated as Wes is, I refuse him to believe deep down inside that he's equating somebody having money to being a real man. You know what I'm saying? Because if we're saying that, then we're saying manhood is very shallow because it's predicated on money. Everybody who has money can't be a man. 16 years old, YouTuber, he got a lot of money, he can provide everything. Does that make him a man? It doesn't make him a man. And a man who's a multi-millionaire, but decides he can support everything for a woman, but decides, no, that's just not how I run my program. Is he less of a man? I don't know. My idea of being a man was never about anything to do with money or supporting a woman. Now we talking about supporting your wife, talking about supporting the mother of your kids. But as far as, because I would decide not to support my girlfriend, I feel like that's a wrong ideology that have a lot of people in a situation with a woman that doesn't really like them. Because if I feel like my manhood is predicated on providing everything for my girlfriend, what happens when you provide everything for somebody? Well, they're going to think twice before they leave. So if they don't really like you, what's going to happen? They're going to stick around. So now you got a woman that doesn't really like you that much, but she's there because you providing everything because you didn't test her first. We're not talking about your wife. We're not talking about the mother of your kids. We're talking about your girlfriend, right? The standard of a man to me was never about the money. So regardless is if you choose in your household to pay for everything, or you choose in your household not to pay everything, I wouldn't say that makes him any less of a man because of that decision to do it. And then for those men who aren't in a financial position to do it, do we discount them as men because they're not able to do it? I wouldn't think so. But it's like I said earlier, how a man decides to live in his household and his kingdom is up to him and the people in that household and that kingdom who agree to those rules. So whatever somebody wants to do and how they want to live, it don't bother me none. Plus, at the same time, too, like I come from a completely different lifestyle growing up. So how I see things is different. A trick and a player are never going to see the eye to eye on certain things. It's just different ideologies. One wrong, one right. No, it's just two different ideologies. I'm not Captain Save-A-Ho. That's not my job. I don't find a valor and respect in that. Now I save my woman, but I'm not Captain Save-A-Ho. So that ideology of saving women and making them just no, that's just not the ideology I came up under. And it's not the ideology I like to have for my women anyway. If a woman isn't with me working, doing something, producing, it actually, that's why you have the rich guy and the wife fucking the pool boy and things of that nature, because nothing is being required of her in any way. You know. Now I will say, my wife, a woman who has been dedicated, showed me she really here for me. She not here for the materials. She been down. She been putting her work in. She been putting her dedication in. Now that woman could deserve everything. And I'm gonna give her everything and I'm gonna want to do it. But you can't tell me I'm not a man if I decide not to. I mean, you could say it, but it doesn't make any difference to me. Because as a man, you decide what manhood is for you. I decide what manhood is for me because I'm a man. And what somebody else thinks about it is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's a very dangerous ideology because a lot of people look up to West, and that's the thing. So for him to tell some young men who really look up to him that you're not a man unless you're producing 100% of everything for a woman's lifestyle. For your girlfriend, it's gonna have a lot of men getting in relationships with women who don't really like them like that and are only staying for the benefit. Because that's all that's gonna happen. At least say put a test on that woman first. Put a test on that woman. Yeah, just don't just leave with the bag. Put a test on her. Make sure she really there for you. Make sure that she ain't just there for the money. And if you find that out, then yeah, pay for everything. I could agree with that message. That's a message I can get behind. Based on your experiences, have you noticed any major differences between millionaires and billionaires? I don't know too many billionaires. What's the common problem you see with people you mentor? Common problem, really the mindset clarity. Number one, they've never really taken the time to figure out what they want. Because they've never taken the time to figure out what they want, it's hard for them to stick to one thing because they haven't committed to it. And then, doing the work. Everybody got the same problem. Why don't I do what I know I need to do to get the result that I want? Goldie, how do I get girls to do I just call the person? You can. I appreciate the game, bro. You definitely changed my life. I'm definitely going to support by buying your book list. Go get the book list right now. Mauro Flores, 9.99. I took your advice on listening to affirmations before bed, and it really helped bring my vibration up. Thank you. Hey, man, I don't tell people what to do. I tell people what I do, what works for me. And if it works for you, that's great. No, I'll wait. I'm about to jump off in a minute. When gaining clarity, should I focus on clarity of goals and doing what I need to get myself there, or clarity and learning myself? Clarity and goals. I mean, get clarity and learning yourself, but clarity and goals. What do you want? What do I want? How much does it cost to live the lifestyle that I want? First and foremost, I mean, you want to get clarity in all areas of your life. What type of man you want to be? What do you want to look like? What do you want your characteristics to be like? What is the characteristics that you admire? All right, get clear on those and then work towards those goals. But I was talking about financial. Once you know how much you want to make and the lifestyle you want to live, it weeds out a lot of things that can never get you there. When gaining clarity, okay, same question. All right, if I don't get no more super chats, I'm about to jump off. I already answered that. Keep this one up if you can so I can record my advice you gave to me. I appreciate what you do for us squares. Goldie, can you talk on how you maneuver when traveling around the world? And do you ever feel the dangers around you? I'm always aware, but I done came up in environments where I'm always sharp. Don't mean that can't nothing happen. No, I don't be tripping because I know how to move. I know how to move. Of course, the danger is always there, but I don't really think about it. I'm ordained by God as well. You know what I'm saying? But no, I just stay aware. I stay sharp. I understand what con looks like, and what you really don't understand too as a black man. Uh, you're kind of like the last person people trying to run game on, just for whatever reason. If it's a con man out there, 9 times out of 10, the black man is gonna be the last one that they're gonna feel like there's easier marks out there. And, I'm not going to no hood areas if I can help it. Imma do my research, you know? Do a podcast with Mike Rashid. I would do it. I don't know the man though, but I definitely would. Somebody said, would you recommend young people getting a little of Bitcoin? Shit, I am not a financial you know, Gorgeous Strait and Johnny Cash both have one woman, but Pimpin' Ken doesn't. What's the pros and cons you notice from the lifestyle change from knowing both closely? Yeah, you got to stay militant. You got to stay alert, man, because there are the cons out there in many different ways. You can get extorted out of town. I done had a few things, transpire. But yeah, you got to stay vigilant, militant. You just can't be no goofy. You got to know calm when it's being ran, and you just got to know you can't, understand people who and you in a different country and people are that poor. You got to know it's in their nature. That's what they doing. They got to eat. They got to survive. So it's calm being ran. All right, no more super chats. I'm jumping off GoldieRatio.com. Get the products, get the blueprint, get the courses. Stay tuned. Turn that off for me. Do it right this time. Do it right this time. Last time I told you to turn it off, it was still on.